Okay, so far I've attached it to what I normally use whenever I'm doing video work. I always use the Glide Track. This is the hybrid system, so it's got kind of the roller bearings on it, and that gives nice smooth motion. So straight away, there's nothing seeming to make this more sturdy. Like with a normal tripod head, you've got options of how much resistance you have in it. So I can have it up there and I can just tighten it and it doesn't really move too much. But there's no way of controlling the resistance on this. So let's just get this straight, and then I'll set the tripod head so it's absolutely fine and will not move it or pan it in any way. What's quite cool is if I hold the handle like this and I slowly bring it up, the camera moves at the same pace as what the jib moves up, so it keeps us a straight angle. Let's see if I can show that again, and I just do that. And there it goes, and back down. There. But there is something which is not so good with this at the moment, which you can tell already, is that even though this is just a small little GoPro Hero 3, once it's all the way out here, this actually weighs quite a bit in comparison to the tiny little handle here. So what I really want is to make that smoother, is if this handle was about another foot longer, but the fact that the bit which I'm holding is right pretty much at the pivot point isn't really proving to be a good thing, because it means there's just too much shake. Also means my hand is hitting off the bit of this tripod here, so let's just see if we move that there. So you've got the option of, so what's that, there's around about thigh height, and then I can bring it all the way up to there, so it's a little bit above head height. But because I can't, can I control the resistance? Let's see. No, it doesn't seem to. I thought this bit at the side here might have controlled some form of resistance, but so far it doesn't seem to be doing anything there at all. So yeah, that's not really doing anything. So micro jib for action cams. Boom. Okay, last part of this video. So far, what I would say is the quality of the material that's used is pretty good. This feels like carbon fibre. It may be fake, but it feels good. The metal wire that we've got that runs it feels good quality. The actual rubber used feels nice and grippy, and just generally feels like a well-made product, but it has a design flaw. And the design flaw is as you can see, look, if I just have that, there doesn't seem to be a way, which I've seen so far, where I can control the resistance of the handle. And having it anything, and that's with no weight, and that's how fast that's dropping. So that's not a good thing. The next thing, yeah, okay, so far, the actual quality of the stuff is good. The design flaw in it is the handle. Having the handle so close to here just makes it just too, like the tiniest vibrations in the hand make a big jiggle up there. So what you want is a counterweight. So you want it so effectively whenever you take your hand off, the thing isn't falling down. As you see with any jib, you can have a massive 20 kilogram camera and battery and system, but the operator can do it pretty much with one finger moving it up and down. Here, even with one finger with no weight, it's not really working. So it needs to have more of a counterbalance. This handle needs to be heavier, or it also needs to be longer out so that the vibrations are less. I think that the fact that it's rubber, and very squishy rubber, definitely helps dampen some of the vibrations. However, so far I think, nah, doesn't really work. Great idea, well made, doesn't work. But Fortunately, I've got a fairly decent tripod, I've got a fairly decent glide track system, and I've got a very decent tripod head as well. And the tripod head that I use has got a variable resistance, so if I move this up and down nice and slowly, and yet I can change the resistance so it just moves by itself. So bring it up there, and it nice and smooth, or I can just make it a little bit tighter. So from there, and as you can see, it can go down much slower, like that. So, having a good tripod head may be the rescue for this, this mini jib. Also, looking at the footage so far, it's all been very shaky, so let's see how unshaky this is in comparison to what it was before. And I'm sorry, my GoPro has been battered, so it pretty much only sees things close up. So everything else is nice and fuzzy. That's just because I've dropped it too many times. So let's stick you on and see what happens. Okay, so what we want is the GoPro to be facing straight forward and straight on the tripod. That's about right. And then from here, I'm going to use the tripod right here. Let's see in terms of shakiness. Okay, 3, 2, 1. And that's as low as it's going to go, or as high as it's going to go down. Let's retry that. Yeah, that's the thing, there's no way for me to lock this into position. Damn, because if I could have locked it into position while it's down like that, then had that like that. But maybe I'd have to hold them both and that. Yeah. Okay, so ending part 2 of this review, what I would say is that I think it potentially could be good, but at the moment it's flawed. If we can get it so that we can lock this in somehow so that it's not loose and that this isn't dropping down, that would be great. If we can get it so the handle comes further out so I don't actually need to use this, that would be great. If we could make it so it's an extra foot longer, an extra block longer, because at the moment there's very little difference from me going from here to there with just my hand. That's a tricky one. Granted, in my hand there'd be vibrations if I was doing it from there, up. There'd definitely always be kind of little handshakes, so that may be good. But at the moment, this doesn't seem to give me any more range than what my own hand could do. So if I were to do the same thing from here, and then I actually have some more kind of freedom of movement. Can I recommend buying it? Not at the moment. Can I recommend some changes? Yes, and I have. So if they make those changes, I think it could potentially be an interesting product, but not at the moment. So there you go, that was my review of the Camera Mini Jib, or Micro Jib, hold on, let me double check. Micro Jib for action cameras. Potentially, but not at the moment, yet.